Ich antwortend. Hello, this is the Jacobitz Learning Channel. We're going to do German language and just some beginner's easy tricks to help you get through, those of you who are studying or those of you who are trying to learn many languages at one time. So if you can try to make some easy connections here, you have unter for under. Here we go again with that. Okay, so if you look at, I have these done in English, is over here is under, and in German we have unter, and you're just changing a letter. So even if you said under in German, people would understand. This is another one. Kids always go around. That's harder. Neater. I knew some people whose last name was Niedermeyer, Niederman, so it was down there. This is Kristallnacht. Unfortunately, you learned this one for people who were studying kind of bad part of Germany's history when you talked about like Kristallnacht, which meant Night of the Crystals. So this was Nacht. Then you had Franzen. A lot of people go Franzen, Franzen, and and they try to put the P and the F together, Franzen. And if you think about it and you try to look at it and you take this F out, and although the P is silent, and you take this out, you have basically the word plant. So if you can try to make connections, and this accent mark is used sometime, this is plant. This is also easy, weinen, meaning to cry. So those are just some simple tricks. Here we are. So now let's go over this basic. These are your singulars. I. This is ich. CH is a K. It's pronounced as a K. Du. This is kind of like in French. Thigh, S. This is a hard one. Because sometimes, a lot of times in German, people won't say is. You have were sagen. We were saying is what this means. Ihr sagt, this is here. I'm going to take these out. We'll do these in another lesson. But these means we say, you all say, and they say. And you see how this is she over here, but then it's here, say, or you've got to like, you've got to look at how it's used in context, whereas in English we would kind of just already have these as separate words. They, you all, we, you all meaning more than one, and this do is you. If you can kind of try to look at things that way. Okay, so then when we move on, okay, some people say D, a lot of people say die super, but it's die super. In German, sometimes it's S is it's more like a Z. It's kind of a hard sound for those of us who speak English. But if you can get it clear, it's die super, die super. So look at this. Ich habe Hunger. Okay. Okay. So look at how this is pretty much said. I have hunger. Look at this B here and look at our V here, and they're almost the same. So if you can make connections here, okay, for habe in German, and then you have in English, you kind of can start beginning to put this together when you get ready to study this. And when you're reading something, once you see what these connections are, you can kind of get this language a lot better, a lot quicker, and a lot easier. So let me just finish this out, and then we're going to move on to our next slide. And these should be downloadable for you, just if you want to. So let's look at some more words here. Ich essen Suppe. Okay, ich essen Suppe. Essen means to eat. There's a movie called Marathon Man. Dustin Hoffman finally gets his vengeance in the movie, and he throws him at Laurence Olivier. He throws some diamonds. He says, Essen. He says, eat as many as you can. So that's one association. That was mine. And here you have Ich habe Hunger. We went over this. Look at this. Ich sein krank. Crank. You know how kids say, I'm cranky today? Meaning I'm not well, I'm ill, I'm off. And I put this down here at the bottom with all the word associations. Christmas with the Cranks. And Christmas with the Cranks, the movie was funny. Well, it's almost been 20 years since it's been out, but the movie was kind of funny. And what happened was the Cranks kept running into one issue after another that was kind of silly. So their whole vacation was off. And they went to go, they were trying to skip Christmas because their daughter didn't show up, and then it ends up she did, and one thing went back for another. So if you can just kind of think of crank, some people say crank, okay, because it means that people, something's off. I don't feel well. I'm sick. My stomach. So you would say this, ich sein krank. Okay, so this here, ich esse super, while, some people say, while there's a bad association with this word that starts with NH, how you can make that. But I don't even want to get into that because there was nastiness behind that. Ich krank. And this is I ate soup, and this while is because I am sick. So you have while in German, but guess what? You have this while in English. Okay, so it means because or in addition or how something happened while. And the last slide is just a reminder of the first slide. We thank you so much for watching and listening to Antworten. That means answers, and we'll get into the next one later. Thank you. Have a good evening. So with that,